Welcome back to the channel today, guys. This is PREPTEX. Today, we're going to talk about the Urban Unrest Kit. So there's no way to predict the future, we know that. So the only thing that we can do is use reasonable deduction to try to figure out where it is that we're going and how to properly prepare for that. So we can't say for sure how bad the future is going to get, but what we can say for sure is that over the last 2.5 years, it has gradually deteriorated into what it has become now. And I just don't see it getting any better. I can only see things getting worse from here. As a country, we're further divided now than we have ever been. We have people rioting in the streets, burning businesses, burning cars, attacking other people and innocent people just for expressing their own opinions. These days, it doesn't feel safe to go anywhere, whether that's just to the supermarket or to take your kids to the park. People are getting attacked in city centers, and it's like police and DAs across the country are doing absolutely nothing about it. They're slapping these people on the hand and releasing them to commit the same crimes over and over. So as citizens, we have to prepare ourselves and prepare our family to protect ourselves. That way, we don't have to count and rely on people who are unreliable. It's no secret that our civilization is deteriorating quickly, with more mass shootings, more socialism being pushed onto our children, and more of our freedoms being taken away every single day. It's very imperative at this point in time that we prepare ourselves for any situation. So even if it means going to Walmart to get groceries, or going to pick your kids up from school, or whatever it is, we have to be prepared for a bad situation. You can find many stories over the last few years that have covered the dangers in just everyday living. So we have to be vigilant, and we have to stay on our toes at all times, guys. And I hate that we even have to put a kit like this together to think that there's going to be riots in the street just because of a difference of opinion. However, that's the reality that we live in today, so we're going to go ahead and try to set something up to be prepared for this type of situation to make sure that we and our families survive any situation that comes our way. So having said all of that, I wanted to set up a kit that I could lock up and initially keep in my vehicle while we're around town, or perhaps keep set up and ready in my house in case of some kind of riots in my neighborhood. So this is going to be the Urban Unrest Kit. So let's jump down to the floor and I'll show you guys what I set up. Alright guys, so let's jump into this kit here. As you can see, I'm using the Pelican Air case here. These are very awesome protective cases to use for any kind of kit or loadout like this. However, they're a little bit pricey. So if you want to check out some of the competitors, there's other name brands that make cases very similar to this. But I just happen to have this one. This is the Pelican Air, and this is what I put our Urban Unrest Kit into. So let's open it up and see what we got. Alright guys, as you can see here, we got a full loadout in this kit. So let's do a quick overview of what I put in here and kind of why. First, we can start with the gun. This is a 8-inch 300 blackout build with the Sylvan folder and SBA 3 to make it nice and tight so we can get it in this case. I'm using the Ames from Hollow Sun and a Surefire PREPTEX with a pad, and I have the Silencer Co. ASR brake on here because I have a Silencer Co. Chimera in ATF gel, hopefully to be out soon. For the secondary weapon, or the sidearm, I went with a Gen 5 Glock 45. This has the Hollow Sun 509T and the Surefire X300U. This is my favorite setup, no doubt. This is my go-to setup if it came to whatever it was, competition, SHTF, or unrest in the streets. This is the setup that I would use every time. My only complaint so far is about this Surefire and how loose it sets on there using this universal plate and mount. It's got like this quick detach feature on this model, and it just doesn't lock up very tight. So if you're looking to get a Surefire flashlight, I would check out the other models and don't get this quick detach system that they use on this one. Other than that, I got a bullseye holster made at Texas Shooter Supply to fit the flashlight and the pistol. I got a good pair of gloves because guns get hot when you shoot them a lot, and if you don't go and train with them, you may not know that. But if you start shooting rounds quickly through any one of your platforms, it gets hot very quickly. So bring some gloves. I have the bleeding control kit from Refuge Medical. They make the best medical kits on the planet, hands down, USA made. Check these guys out. They're awesome. They also offer medical training at refugetraining.com as well. So I wanted to make sure I had some kind of good kit in here. As you can see, this kit is set up geared towards fighting, geared towards protection of your home or your property, wherever that may be, during an unrest situation such as riots in the street. So we're going to be very geared towards fighting. And if you're going to carry stuff that makes holes, you got to carry stuff that plugs holes. I got just a bottle here that I can use to boil water or drink water or hold water. And then this is the bag that's going to carry everything. And I'll show you what I have in here. In this front pouch, I have 2 Glock 19X mags, 19-ounce piece. And in the top pouch here, you can see I have a sling to carry the gun, 3 300 blackout mags loaded, and the sling to carry the pouch. So also the water bottle and the gloves and everything else could fit in here. So I wanted to be very minimalist, but make sure that I had some way to carry all of this gear if I needed to. So as you can see, it's a very simple loadout. There's not much to it. But I think that it's very effective, and I think that it's definitely gonna do the trick if you have to protect your property or protect your valuables in a bad situation. All right, we're back up top, guys. So a couple things, let's take a look at it close. I want to show you this bad boy right here. So this gun started its life as a Palmetto State Armory Freedom pistol. The whole gun was taken apart after very hard use for several thousand rounds. The receiver set I kept because I thought it looked cool, still painted like the old gun was painted. And I had some parts kind of gathering up that I wanted to create this really short 8-inch 300 blackout suppressed weapon with the folding stock that can fit into a kit like the one we're talking about today. So in this, I have still the Palmetto State Armory enhanced 2-stage trigger, which, I mean, honestly, it's a great trigger. My other guns mostly have Rise armament triggers in them, or Geisley, and they're phenomenal, both of those triggers. Super high quality, competition grade triggers, but this, for a mil-spec polished trigger, is a phenomenal trigger and has literally had 8,000 rounds maybe with this trigger. Still going good. So the trigger's great from Palmetto State Armory. What else can I say? The bolt carrier is WMD. I really like their bolt carriers. They have like a black nickel coating, I think is what it's called. Super rugged bolts, and I use them in several guns. This is the Fab Defense grip in OD, and I have really started to fall in love with these grips. I've been replacing some of my mag pulls and even some of my other Fab Defense with this model, and man, it's really been a phenomenal grip. So in the gun, I have the UTG ambidextrous upgraded lower parts kit. Then I have the Sylvan Arms folding brace. Now I contacted Sylvan actually this morning about the 4th generation folder that they have coming out. It has not been released as of yet. She said it still might be a few weeks until that happens, but they do plan on sending me one for review, so I'm going to do a test and review of this Generation 3 folder against that Generation 4 and kind of see what the differences and the upgrades are. So stay tuned for that. Continuing on, this has the SBA 3, and I like to run the 20 round mags in this just because it keeps everything nice and small and compact instead of hanging down super low. So you guys can see I have these 2 sights right here in the back, and you're probably wondering what the hell are those 2 doing there. Well, I have another device that usually sits right here that helps you aim in the dark, let's just say. And it usually lives up there, but for this kit loadout I thought it to be superfluous, so I removed it. However, my backup sights, which have no room on this tiny rail, so they lay behind my Holosun aims, are going to remain right there. Laugh if you will, but at least it's some sort of sighting system if the Holosun fails. So for the flashlight, I'm using the Streamlight PROTEC with the Cloud Defense rail mounted pressure switch. It's been a very quality light. I mean, Streamlight speaks for itself, guys. They're great. So this is going to be the primary weapon setup. I cannot wait until the Silencer Co. Chimera 300 gets out of ATF jail. I'm very excited. The reason I went with that specific one is because it has no minimum barrel length. It's fully auto rated all the way up to 300 Win Mag. So I can shoot everything from my 22 all the way up to my 300 Win Mag out of it, and that's so versatile that I couldn't pass it up. Also, it's very rugged and tough, and I want it to last for quite a long time. And shooting subsonics out of this short little barrel that are 300 blackout, I think the lifespan of the can will be very long. Alright, now for the pistol. We saw a quick look of it earlier. This is the Gen 5 Glock 45 with the Surefire X300 and Holosun 509T. very solid setup. I can't imagine having this changed in any way. It's literally everything that I would want in a fighting pistol. It's the brand and model of red dot that I wanted, and yes, I purposely chose this over the Aimpoint Acro or the Steiner mailbox. I know it's hollow sun, but I think with the battery life, how rugged and reliable this thing is, just check out Sage Dynamics and his 10,000 round plus review on this thing. I think that it's a better optic than the Aimpoint Acro. You can kill me in the comments if you want to, but do your research and look at all the facts before you make your decision. And the determining factor for me was the battery life. All the internals of this gun are completely stock. The only upgrades, this is a MOS, so from the factory, the only upgrades are the Hollow Sun and the Surefire. And I like to run these 19 round mags. Guys, as always, thanks for stopping by today. If you like this kind of content, if you like these type of loadout videos, please hit that like, subscribe, and share button down below. Hit that little bell icon for notifications every time we release a new video. Also guys, if you'd like to support our channel, please visit us on Patreon channel. It helps to continue to bring you guys content. It also gives you early access to all of our videos. Also guys, check down in the links below to the sponsors of today's video, which is Liberty Shooting Sports and TexasShooterSupply.com. As always guys, stay prepping, stay training. This is PREPTEX, signing off.